Also, thank you, my friends, for finally remembering my phone number. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Was the exclusion of John Paul Jones an obvious sort of...
Shut up. No. An obvious. Oh, it don't matter. It's just that Jonesy was busy and we're busy.
Now, before we start, I want to thank one of my dear patrons, Majid Al-Amin, who managed to solve the mystery from episode 8. On the location where Page and Plant play their acoustic set in Morocco, located just 34 minutes from the marketplace in Marrakesh, Tamislot is a village where the courtyard from Unledded is located. Thanks, Majid. This will definitely calm down my OCD. Next, I want to thank both subscribers 1015 Elvis and David Estrada for providing the recordings for July 26, 1995 at Wembley Arena, where Led Zeppelin's Candy Store Rock was played. I can confirm it was Robert Plant who delivered a couple of lines from it just before they went into Black Dog. Thank you so much, guys.
Happy 1996! Happy New Year, 1996!
1996 began with Page and Plant's last part of their highly successful Unledded tour, a 19-day 3-continent visit to Latin America, Japan, and Australia was similar to their 1972 Australasian tour with Led Zeppelin, but this time, Jimmy Page would play his first ever shows in Argentina, Chile, and Brazil, or should I say Argentina, Chile, y Brasil. So let's talk about Brazil and the connection to Led Zeppelin. The story goes back to 1975 with Peter Grant himself traveling there to inspect and check venue capacity, logistics, and security. Grant's interview with a local magazine gave high hopes to Brazilian rock fans who wished their heroes performed their latest physical graffiti hits. Robert Plant's car accident happened and all touring plans were cancelled. While the song remains the same, made Brazilian audiences go crazy at the movies, the question remained for a potential visit. Past the 1979 shows at Knebworth, Jimmy Page went on a family vacation to Barbados, and then Rio de Janeiro, where he arrived for the New Year's Eve period going into 1980. The Page family stayed at the Copacabana Palace Hotel, where Jimmy paid a surprise visit to an old friend, Jim Capaldi, drummer for English band Traffic. He was married to a Brazilian woman by the name of Ana Emilia Campos, and they served as hosts for many rock stars who visited the country at the time. Jimmy's wife, Charlotte Martin, became good friends with her. Page loved Brazilian music. He bought records by Gal Costa and a Fluminense jersey which can be seen on a couple of photographs from the early 80s. Fast forward 1991, and Robert Plant was scheduled to play rock in Rio 2. He got laryngitis and his performance was cancelled. His 1994 run was an eye-opener as to how much Brazilian audiences love his solo career and the Zeppelin legacy. With an official Zeppelin fan club in Brazil, led by the Dave Lewis of South America, Luis Claudio Rocha, aka Lula, the stage was set for Page and Plant to rock the country in 1996. Page and Plant's Latin America run consisted of 4 shows with the Black Crowes as opening act on all dates. Brazil's Hollywood Rock Festival saw Robert Plant perform in 1994. The name Hollywood Rock came from a cigarette brand. The 1996 edition had Page and Plant booked for 2 shows with 3 additional opening bands. first night of the tour saw them perform to a packed stadium. Footage from the show is not of high quality, as it seems to be filmed from one of the screens at the venue. While the audio source is not very good, we can appreciate the big picture details. Robert Plant was quite distant from his 1994 bravado, but rather shy. Maybe he was getting the whole of things after a long break since October. Jimmy, on the other hand, showed great confidence in his performance. Brazil loved him, and he loved them back. The setlist by now was a Led Zeppelin venture much in the style of their last show in 1995, with some surprises in the middle of Whole Lotta Love, such as Custard Pie.
Fantastic troupe of musicians from Africa. Would you welcome, please, from Cairo, Egypt, the Egyptian pharaohs?
Next show in Chile took place on Tuesday, January 23rd. A power generator went down during the Black Crowes' set, which caused a massive delay. 20,000 Chilenos waited for their heroes. Page and Plant took the stage 2 hours later than expected. The crowd was one of the best from the tour. Check out the complete recording from this show and you'll see what I mean. Jimmy's solo in Heartbreaker was up there with 1972. Los Chilenos couldn't get enough of the Mighty Rockers, whom promoters sold as Led Zeppelin, The Evolution, much to Plant's annoyance. Their 2-hour show ended around 1 a.m. A night to remember and one of the very few Page and Plant recordings I will revisit in the future for my own enjoyment. Albums I don't revisit, well, Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell, of course. Chile 1996 had everyone playing as if their life depended on it. The drum and bass sound had a thick low end that screamed dynamite. Robert hit all the right high notes, and Jimmy's playing was one of the best I've heard on his entire post-Led Zeppelin live output. I don't know what was in the food or beverages in Chile, but they got Page and Plant up to 11, and the closest they ever got to the 70s on this part of the Unledded tour.
Precioso, hermoso, bonito. Lo mejor. Lo mejor, puedo morir tranquilo ahora. Como mortal en todo caso, la mejor. Estoy robando la cámara, pero igual. ¡Lanzamiento! ¡Wow!
noche. Mucho ruido, amigos. We'll play with us. This is one special time, first time in Chile. en Argentina. Por favor, a musician extraordinaire on keyboards, mandolin, banjo. Please welcome Mr. Ed Sharma. Para la segunda tiempo aquí, on bass guitar, please, again, encore, Mr. Charlie Jones. And the drums, El Rey. El Rey! El Rey! Please, Mr. Michael Lee!
Third show, Argentina, Thursday, January 25th. A Robert Plant comeback with a very good performance back to his Unledded 1994 spotlight. He looks more relaxed within and enjoys the part of frontman much more than previous nights. This was Robert Plant's show indeed. The rest of the band was more of a supporting cast for him. I bet Jimmy was still tired from 2 days before. The concert in Argentina rocks, don't get me wrong. I just recommend not listening to this after Chile. The song does not remain the same.
Coisa em comum. São são ídolos de uma geração inteira de roqueiros e depois de 14 anos voltam a trabalhar juntos.
Bom, você não pode confiar em 99,9% dos políticos. E quando você faz esse trabalho há tanto tempo, você pode ficar completamente louco, porque aparece o câmera na janela. A gente não devia saber que ele está lá.
Mr. Jimmy Page e Mr. Robert Plant chegando. Hello, nice to see you again. All right? All right, nice to see you again. Oba, again.
No, don't say that. Don't say
Did he teach you already a couple of Portuguese things? Já ensinou algumas coisinhas pro Plant em português?
I'm getting there. It's a slow process. My ability to learn is diminishing by the year. This is our 100th show together.
This is the 100th one, yeah?
This is a very special night for us, and I think we're just going to kick ass and get very hot.
Jimmy, last week in São Paulo you played a couple of seconds of Stairway to Heaven, enough to almost kill everybody in a very good way. Could it happen that you sort of forget to stop today and sort of carry on?
No, I don't know whether we'll even do it at all. Maybe. I think there might just be a taste.
What are the words anyway?
What are the words? I'm sure everybody knows.
Fourth and last show in Latin America, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The second date for Hollywood Rock took place at the Praça de Apoteose, which is the Sambadrome, meaning this is where the Carnival Parade is held every year for the World Cup of Samba. Unlike Sao Paulo, the electricity here is noticeable from the get-go, crushing it through the wonton song like it's 1975. The Jimmy Page show took the venue by storm. Michael Lee is right behind and Charlie Jones does the best Jones tribute possible. Strangely enough, Robert Plant's delivery seems forced and emotionally disconnected in parts. This deserves a closer look as we will see this sentiment grow further down the tour. The more you watch him, the more you sense there's something going on. This is not the same guy from Brazil 1994. Echoes of Nebworth 1979 are visible in his eyes, body language, and quick smile. Having Jimmy Page steal a huge chunk of the show probably didn't help either. So what's my theory? We need to talk about this in 1996. Robert's solo career had a great start. His 1981 to 1984 period was flawless. A great band and 2 albums that drew a promising future for Plant with career-defining hits. Revisiting live shows from this era for my post-Zeppelin 1980 series was a delightful experience. His 1983 tour, when Robert wanted to be a team player, was legendary. The band was so good you didn't miss him playing Led Zeppelin songs. It became part of the magic of it. Robbie Blunt was his finest solo band guitarist ever. Next to the harmonic power of Jess Woodruff and Paul Martinez, it was one of the best rock amalgamations of the 80s. Like Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant's early solo career success was not him, but the sum of all parts. I think Phil Collins would agree. Things started to shake and stir the minute he revisited his former band's material at Live Aid 1985. It wasn't his finest moment, but the seed was planted. What happened next? Past his tour, he issued a press release in October that year, announcing everybody in the band was out. Quote, "I'd grown weary of their menopausal rumblings." A huge mistake, as he spent the next 25 years searching for a band of that caliber. They were an integral part of his non-Zeppelin dependent live shows. Fast forward 1986, he signed a management deal with Bill Curbishley, and a business decision was made towards performing some Zeppelin tunes for his 1988 tour. The pre-Earl's Court rockstar persona was back. Flashy Robert was back, slowly walking towards the machine of high ticket sales and manic nirvana. By the time Fate of Nations was released, Robert tried to go back to his early solo career days, away from bigger-than-life rock and roll, closer to empathy and meaning, but the artistic damage was done. He lost himself in the game. So by 1996, he'd been revisiting Zeppelin numbers since 1988. That's 8 years. Almost a decade too long for Robert I Don't Want to Play Stairway to Heaven Plant. He was trapped in the Page and Plant expectations. The solo artist was put on hold. A Robert Plant album of entirely original compositions came out until 2005. Mighty Rearranger is one hell of an album. I know you're thinking 2002's Dreamland, but that one was mostly covers. It was certainly better for 1988-1993 Robert Plant to sing Zeppelin tunes surrounded by a supporting cast than Jimmy Page, whose shadow grew by the minute. Not having John Paul Jones on stage actually made this worse for Robert, as it amplified Jimmy as the active carrier of the Zeppelin torch. The more I watch these Unledded shows, the more I miss Robert the solo artist of Moonlight in Samosa, Pledgepin, Like I Never Been Gone, Slow Dancer, Other Arms, Big Log, In the Mood, Little by Little, Sixes and Sevens, Ship of Fools, and The Way I Feel. His first 4 albums are quintessential 80s works of exploration, feel, and musicianship. Watch his early solo career interviews. There was optimism and vision in this version of Robert. You can check my post-Led Zeppelin 80s series for this. I am a Led Zeppelin fan, yes, but I can live without him performing the Wanton song 97 times in favor of the magic of his own discography. There's a reason I own a copy of his 9 Lives box set, and I can't wait for part 2 with the rest of his stuff. You can only play nostalgia so much. Robert Plant was back at a familiar place. His career was once again dependent on his partnership with Jimmy Page. Now, don't blame Page, by the way. He was ready to play this stuff since 1988, but Robert made him wait. Led Zeppelin is Jimmy's repertoire in the same way Van Halen was for Eddie and Genesis was for Tony Banks. They don't need a solo career. They were both blessed and cursed with a typecast discography. I know many musicians who wish to have this curse, right? Manager Bill Curbishley can't be blamed either. He did what a good rock manager was expected to do, and that is to tell his client how to make money. It was down to Robert to go for artistic vision or money. 10 songs into the set had Page and Plant playing Babe I'm Gonna Leave You for the 21st time since 1995. A song of many emotions that I believe was a personal catharsis for Plant's perpetual quest for freedom. Led Zeppelin's last performance of this song in full was Winterland Ballroom 1969, when the world was young. Coming back to it feels like an epilogue of the inevitable, with Robert Plant leaving the project 2 years and 10 months later. A quick key change to B minor leads us to Jimmy's exquisite solo, one of his finest guitar moments from these tours. As I watch the last part of Kashmir, I can't help to think this concert ran its course. The Egyptian Majestic Gala was performed to its maximum potential. It gave all musicians involved a career boost, and then some. This had to stop past 1996 before it was too late for Robert's potential burnout symptoms. A Central American tour in 1996 would have been nice. My country was ready for it, and I personally know many local rock fans that traveled to Mexico and Miami in 1995 to watch their heroes perform. I know the guy at the travel club made millions with these rock and roll packages. I met some of them on my Zeppelin tribute days. The conversations got tiring pretty quickly with their drunk opening lines of, "Hey man, I saw Led Zeppelin live on stage 1995. I rolled my eyes and prepared to go full JCM documentary on them." As you guessed it, I didn't make a lot of friends on my Zeppelin tribute days. In the land of bass strings and phone numbers, John Paul Jones's work as producer continued with an alternative rock band from LA by the name of Elephant Ride. Forget was their debut album. Despite solid compositions and Jones on keyboards, record buyers honored its title and quickly forgot about them. I checked the label that released it and it was Work, a division of Sony Music's Epic. Going over their catalog, I found Fiona Apple and 90s hitmakers Jamiroquai. I wonder why Elephant Ride didn't work. They had a good marketing team behind. Now the timing for the project was off. In between grunge and new shapes in rock music, Elephant Ride remains lost in time. I do think the vocalist's tone and phrasing was a bit annoying. It sounds like one of the best grunge albums that never stood a chance. But such is life, right? On the next episode of Post-Led Zeppelin 1990s, it's a deep dive into Page and Plant's 1996 concerts in Japan and Australia, with very special set lists and historic moments. As always, thank you my dear patrons, PayPal donators and super chats for keeping this channel alive. Your contributions help the project big time. From all of us on this one-man team JCM Led Zeppelin Stories, take care. Bye-bye. Muchas gracias.